Right, debt. The common law, maritime law, admiralty law. Yeah, admiralty law is the law of the sea, also known as statute law, and common law is the law of the land, also known as lawful. Right? Well, basically, all it is they've created a system where statuted law is the law of the sea, where they've tricked us that that's how it has to be done. And what they're doing is contracting with your corporation. Now, if you don't know, there's me sat here, but then there's also my fictitious corporate entity, known as my corporation of Daniel Gibson, in all caps letters. If you notice on any government document, like driver's license, passport, maybe not driver's license, passport, anything debt, mortgage, anything big, police fine, and anything like that, well, your name will be in all capital letters. Now that means something. I'll post the name of it later. I forgot it. It's in my phone. It's Latin. Capinus dynaminus or something, and basically means when it's in all caps, you have fuck all rights. When it's D, capital D, and then lowercase, and a capital whatever, and then lowercase, you have more rights. And then you'll see like that is your driver's license and other things. But all caps letters is your corporation. Right? Now let's get weird. Citizenship. Citizenship. You are a citizen, and you attained citizenship by registering your birth on a birth certificate after you came through the birth canal, arrived in the world, and registered your birth with a birth certificate. Admiralty law, the law of the sea, if you remember me just saying, what does a ship do? It sails on the sea. When it comes in, it makes berth at a port through a canal, yeah, or in a dock or whatever, but back in the day it was canal. That's where it come from. So you have ship, comes in, it makes berth. When it arrives through the canal and lands at the dock, it has to create a certificate of it birthing, of its arrival, yeah, documented, yeah. It sounds fucking nuts, but this is what they've done. So you are a citizen, yeah, who has citizenship that came through a birth canal into the world, and then they registered your birth of your child or you. And what they've done is registered your corporation. That's your birth certificate. Now your birth certificate is a bond, is a rank in society, and is a corporation certificate, like I said. Oh, it's fucked up. That's crazy, right? So there's two of you at all times. Now when you go into court, I won't go there yet, we'll come to that in a sec, because basically what they've done is wordplay. So now we know these words, or citizenship, birth canal, blah blah blah. And basically it's maritime law, on the sea. You sail in the seas of commerce as a vessel. That's basically what the sea was. You're sailing on the seas of commerce as a vessel, as a ship, a citizenship, and you do your deals of commerce with people. That's basically how they see it. But you have a choice. There's your corporate self, and there's the real you. How would you say that one? The real you is devise a claim in law. Able to think and devise a claim within law. Basically, like you're a red-blooded human. You're a living thing that can devise a claim within law. That's what it is. You're a living thing that can devise a claim for itself in law. Your corporation can't devise a claim. Yeah, and I'll go into that later, but let's just fuck all that off for now. But to look up on all this information, I'm a mere mug. Jordan Maxwell, he's now passed away. This man spent his entire life studying the occult, admiralty law, common law, or everything to do with this topic. Watch him. Another one is Mark Stevens. He's a Canada or a Yank. I've got a couple of his books. Bang on. He just likes to point out the farce of the system, and you still stay within their system and show how retarded it all is, because basically his argument is they say all these laws apply to you, the code applies to you, these statutes apply to you. Do they? Where does it say that? Prove it. And that's all he does, and he wins a lot of the time, because there is no, it's like your tax. Show me the law that says you have to pay tax. There isn't one. Look at the IRS in America. There isn't a law that says you have to pay tax. Look at it, right? What they're charging is the corporation, not the living, breathing being that can devise a claim in law. And when you're doing this letter that I'm talking about, that's all you're doing. You're standing on your natural, God-given, inalienable rights that cannot be taken away from you. Unless we sign this fucking deal with the Lisbon Treaty in the EU, and then all that's going to get fucked right off, by the way. Yeah, anyway. So, definitions of words and things like this. So, we think person, well, I'll tell you this. So Black's Law Dictionary, the Black's Law Dictionary is what they use to write laws, right? They use this to write laws, but the definitions of words in the Black's Law Dictionary are different, completely different to what's in a normal dictionary. So to prove this, do it now. Black's Law Dictionary, look up definitions of person, then go to a normal dictionary and look up person. Now, a good dictionary might put some legal definition in, but a standard practice in schools and that, it ain't in there. It ain't in there, right? So Black's Law Dictionary, the ones they use to write the laws, person. Right at the bottom of what it says a person is, it says also corporation. Look in a normal dictionary, doesn't say corporation, right? Second one, summons. When you get a letter saying summons, we all think, shit, I've got to go to court. Till you find out, look in a Black's Law Dictionary now, summons doesn't mean, or summoning you now, you must come. It means, would you like to? It's a request. Summons means request, yeah? Look into those two words. There's many others. There's many, many others. Starting there, though. So when you're in the dock, and you go, like, you're facing trial or whatever, and you go in, you go, are you Daniel Gibson? Is this your date of birth? Is this your address? Are you this person? He's using legalese. Legalese is their bullshit thing that they've created up for this world. Statute law and all the law speak, legalese, yeah? He's asking you, are you this person? Now, what he's really said, because he's talking in Black's Law terms, not common man dictionary like us knackers, he's saying, are you this corporation? Are you identifying as your birth certificate? And if you do, I'm going to smash you with my full weight of my law, yeah? And that's what he's asking you. Look at what ward of the court means. Ward of the court, when you're in court, means you're a minor, you're a knacker, you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're like a dunce, you don't know fuck all. So you need representation because you're stupid and you don't understand the law. Hence, now we've got lawyers everywhere. The bar, the British accredited registration, wherever the bar is, this system exists and the extortion's there, but also you're able to fuck over their extortion by standing on your rights. Yeah, that's what the bar means. Okay, wherever that is, the British Crown owns that shit. Know that. Know that. So we own America, we own elsewhere, we still fucking own shit. We sacked off being the imperial empire, and we became the financial empire of the world. That's all we did. We just moved into finance and let other people think they're ruling shit with their armies, and that is bullshit. The Virginia Limited Company or something like that is what was set up after the American Revolution, and that's where they pay all the tax money to us, to the Queen. America ain't free, and this is why the whole war in America is parallel with ours, and you've got to start following it, because it's exactly what's going to happen in this country when we start kicking ass. And you can already see the parallels between the two already. I'm going off topic. Anyway. So, they're having your eyes out. It's a con. There's two of you. You've got your corporation self, and then you've got your natural God-given self that has rights. Both have rights, but you've got way less rights. Duties in exchange for privileges in their system. In our rights, you've got inalienable rights that you have all the time. Okay? Anyway, right, so on this letter, before we get to there, the reason you go to court is because you've got controversy, or like you won't pay, or there's a dispute. This is why you go to court. The judge is meant to sit there impartial in the middle, and he hears both sides. I weigh it up, I'm the law, hammer down, motherfucker. But then actually, he works for the CPS, and the lawyer trying to fuck you works for the CPS. So straight away, it's 2-1. That's a conflict of interest. So you should not be going to any court. Court de facto, court de jure, court de facto is the bullshit kangaroo court, where you've got a CPS, a lawyer after you, and then your guy will be you off your self-representing. That's 2-1, two people working for the CPS after you. That's not fair, that's not impartial. He's working for the system. They're in it together against you. And normally, or your judge is in it with him against you as well, because you're a ward of the court and doesn't know what he's doing. Fuck off, Richie. Right. So, this letter that you send, all you're saying to them is, right, also controversy, yeah? So you want to remove controversy. When you ignore them, and don't answer the debt letters, or the police keep sending you a £50 ship fine, you don't pay it, and you keep ignoring it, they just do it anyway. They go through the process and fine you as if you were there, because you never rebutted it. Rebuttal, look up that word legally. Contract law shit. Black's Law Dictionary, sorry, rebuttal. If you don't rebut it, you've agreed. Yeah? Always fight it back. Always. Anyway, so you say on this letter, I'll pay you any money that I owe you. So you're removing controversy. There is no controversy. There's no need to go to court. Never go to court less than 10 grand. They'll try and take you to go to court between 10 and 15 grand if you want, but just don't go less than 10 grand, don't go. You don't need to go, you don't legally have to go, you can get away with it, you don't need to go. Shit, I forgot where I was. Yeah, full disclosure, come to court, yeah. Yeah. So they'll just process it anyway if you don't go, right? Anyway. So you don't go, letter time. I accept and I will pay any money I owe under the condition that you prove these 4 points. Now the 4 points I'm asking them to prove is full disclosure, how they created the money, where it came from, equal consideration, so if I was not paying, what do you lose, and what do I, like, do we both lose something for not paying? That's a legally binding contract. Equal consideration, I've just said that, sorry. Laws and rights, it's all legal, fair between the two, blah blah blah. And then 2 wet signatures. Look on your bank loan, look on your mortgage deed, look on any government documentation, bank loan, credit agreement, anything. Get them out now. And see if you've got two wet signatures, 2 signatures signed by you, a human, and signed by the person who give the loan, a human. You won't have them. You'll have your signature, and if you're lucky, you'll have a stamp. That's it. So what they're not telling you, right, is basically when you go to a bank, because your birth certificate is a bond, right, is worth money, yeah, when you go to a bank and ask to lend money, what you've actually done when you fill out the application, or a promissory note, as it's legally known, yeah, you're then giving them that money, and they're going to lend it back to you and charge you interest. That's what's actually happening. So they never told you that, so they fucked you on that one. Equal consideration, the easiest way to explain it is if you stop paying your mortgage, the bank just takes your house. That's not fair. Equal consideration and legal document, which is what we're doing here. We're still staying on the legal side. This is a contract law. We're still staying in everything, but we're just standing on our rights and pointing out the bullshit, right? So, laws and rights, they can never do this. Or sorry, equal consideration. The easiest way to say it is like a mortgage, or a better way of saying it is if a builder comes to your house, I'm a builder, you're getting work done on your house, we agree that you want an extension doing, yeah, and if I don't pay, or if I don't build it, you're not paying, or I don't build it right, you're not paying, and if you don't pay, then I'm fucking tearing it down, so we both lose something. If you don't pay, you don't get your house, I don't get paid. If I build it, you don't pay, you lose your house, and I don't get paid. But if I build it, I get paid, yeah, you both set to lose something. The way it's worked with your mortgage and all these other things, it's unilateral, so it's like, wow, and they're just going to smash you. Laws and rights, that's all the legality. Basically, a credit agreement, every credit agreement that's written, now think where credit agreements are, it's in your insurance, it's in everything, right? They're all fraudulent. They're all part of the statute system, all the corporation side, all fucking you, now to do with this sort of other side of law. And you can stand on that. You're claiming that. To be a contract, legally binding contract like they're claiming, you have to have full disclosure, you have to tell me how the money was created or where it was going from, all the ins and outs. Equal consideration, we're both set to lose something. If one fucks the other one over, no one's going to gain more than the other. It's fair. Laws and rights, that's all the legalities around it all. Make sure it's all prim and proper and we agree upon, and we're both held accountable and we're both held fairly. They don't do that. And 2 wet signatures, they don't do that. It's not on there, right? Anyway, so check yourself that shit. So conditional acceptance removes controversy. Yeah. So you say, yeah, I'll pay any money I owe you, providing you prove these 4 points. Now they can't prove these 4 points, right? So they'll do a few things. They'll either ignore it, or they'll letter you back saying they're looking into it, and then they might just say, all right, yeah, sorry, yeah, it's dissolved, ooh, it's gone. Or they might say, oh no, and they'll send you your contract back and be like, and like my last one's just done to me now, because I said 2 wet signatures and all this. Obviously, they've just let it go in the past. Now, the people are getting up in it more. They can't let the joke be known. They're shitting themselves. So they've sent it back now. And what she's done, she's took a wet signature, another signature, copied and pasted it onto the original credit agreement document and handed me it. And you can totally see she's overlaid it. So that's fraud. She's frauded it and passing it off like that's how fucking stupid they are. Well, the reason I say to go and fight this stuff and do it, it's just one, it shows you that you're waking up, you're going to learn your rights, you're going to understand them, and 2, it's educating them, these knackers that are coming after you. It educates them to know that fucking hell, what's all this, what's going on. An example, when I started learning this before and I won my first debt one doing the conditional acceptance with the 4 points of law, when I won it, I was getting chased with the debt guy, and I started telling him about it to the point where it got where he was ringing me up to get debt advice, to teaching him how to do it, and he did, and he fucked him off and he won. So this is part 1 of stuff to go and look into. I'm sorry if it's a bit rushed. I'm busy with family and stuff over the next couple of days, so it'll be after that I'll do some more videos. But look into all this stuff. I'll post the letter on to send off. Anyone wants to do it, just send the letter to start with. Send it recorded delivery. Everything you send has to be sent recorded delivery. And anything you send, you print off 2 copies. So you send one to them recorded delivery. You get the receipt from that delivery, from the order, from sending it, and then stick that to your copy and just keep it for your records. You probably never fucking need it. I never have yet, but you just keep it anyway. That's what you're legally meant to do. Lawfully meant to do also. I think that's everything I can give for now, off the top of my head. I've got to go back to work, right? Peace and love, my babies. Woo!